My name is Zach Mulzer, and I'm the founder of Mulzer Development. If you don't know me, I'm restoring two 100-year-old buildings right in the heart of Kansas City, both over 100 years old. Let me tell you about my story, what's going on, and I can't wait to show you guys behind the scenes of everything. Giddy up, it's episode 1. All right, welcome to the Aladdin Hotel. This is our first project. I can't wait to give you guys a little behind the scenes tour and show you what's going on here. We're headed up to the 16th floor. We're gonna show you guys kind of what's going on behind the scenes. Again, our Instagram videos are fun and all, but they're short. They're not really meant for diving deep into the weeds of things. I want to be able to dive deep in the weeds of actually what's going on in this whole process. So welcome to this elevator.
Room service!
Cannot wait till this thing's gone. It sucks. It will get replaced soon, I hope. I guess we'll find out. Welcome to the 16th floor. Fun. Okay. This is what will be one of the coolest cocktail bars in all of Kansas City when it's done. Doesn't really look like it right now, and we'll drop some renderings and stuff in the chat. In 1925, when the Aladdin was built, KMBZ Radio, they didn't have a home yet. They were trying to find their spot, and so they leased this specific spot here at the Aladdin from 1925 until 1929. Why is that important? Because everything that we're doing throughout this entire project is trying to pay homage to what it was before. Obviously with a little modern touch and flares, people would like to have water and electricity, but with cool parts about it. So this bar, when it's done, is going to be called Soca. Soca is a Caribbean radio station, so this will be a rum bar focused with the Caribbean. Soca's a radio station, Aladdin, radio, greens, flow, vibes. The bar will be right here, front and center. One of the coolest parts about this bar will be the views of Barney House Plaza, which is the city's $120 million redevelopment going on across the street, as well as the view south. It's not sunset right now, but sunset here is absolutely gorgeous with the view of Power and Light Building, Kaufman Center for Performing Arts. You know what? Screw it. Let's drop some drone footage. Okay, so some of you guys might have known me from Twitter, aka X now, where I got food poisoning in New York City. I almost died in the bathroom. Ever since that moment, I've always wanted to create the coolest, nicest bathroom, a place where I feel comfortable dying in. So, again, we're not there yet, but this right here will be the coolest bathroom in all of Kansas City. This spot in the building when we bought it was actually disgusting. This was a bathroom, but there was water leaking everywhere. There was a toilet with bad things in it, like books and plungers and other miscellaneous items. Hence why the windows are in bad shape over here. That's why we're fixing them. The bathroom will be all dark green marble. I cannot wait for this bathroom to be done. All right, welcome to what will be the coolest ballroom in all of Kansas City. I know I keep saying that, but the coolest bathroom in all of Kansas City, one of the coolest cocktail bars in all of Kansas City. You guys do not sense a theme here? I don't do things averagely. So this ballroom was built in 1925, was originally able to hold over 700 people. Now it can't. It's, fire codes and sprinklers and stuff. When we bought it, it had the flower carpet that we ripped up. It had this drop ceiling, rebuilt the barrel ceiling. And again, I keep saying we. It takes a village, so I'm not the one doing any of this work. I don't know how to do that, but as a developer, you find the right people that can. So you bring on an architect, you bring on a general contractor that brings on the subs. Yes, you're making all those decisions, but you put people in the spot that they're willing to thrive. And this is exactly a room where craftsmanship can truly thrive, because that's what it once was. So when we're done with this space, this will be an activation hub, not only for residents, but for private events, more, etc. I cannot wait to have the first little shindig / party up here. Just look at those beautiful arches. They'll start to plaster the ceiling here sometime next week. Give us a little mock-up. We're gonna replicate it again back to originally what it was, which was a plaster ceiling. Development's not always sexy. There's trash, there's things everywhere. But hey, that's life. I'll tell you the craziest things that we found in the building, which wasn't a lot. Everyone assumes you'd find really cool historic things. The coolest historic thing we found in the building was a bottle of booze from 1929. Unfortunately, it was empty, but that was pretty cool. I mean, it has like on there, there's different labels that say like, you know, for Prohibition and stuff. That was pretty cool. Funniest thing we found was a porno from 1960s. That was hilarious. One of the demo guys was ripping out a wall and he's like, dude, look at this. And it was, yeah, I mean, you can imagine what a 1960s porno looked like. Quite interesting. Welcome to the second floor, AKA the mezzanine. This mezzanine, again, this building was built meticulously. These marble columns are all original, imported from Sicily. You cannot get them today, fun fact. Not that we tried to, because they're perfect. But yeah, you can't get them. So the intent with this lobby is very simple. We're going to bring it back exactly how it was originally designed from 1925. Philip Drotz was the architect here, and he was a mastermind. Did absolutely an unbelievable job creating a great space that made people feel welcome, travelers, guests, and even people that lived here, because this was an apartment hotel. And so that's what we want to do. We want people when they walk in to feel like they're going back to the 20s and feel like they're taking a step back into time. This will be home to another like co-working aspect. So we're sourcing all this vintage furniture, couches, chairs, desks, lamps, you name it. And this will be a space where people can hang out. They work from home, they vibe, they chill, they have coffee, they connect. A true third space, because at the end of the day, that's what we as human beings need more of. We need more third spaces where people can connect. Again, not just the residents that live here, but people from Kansas City and people that are traveling to Kansas City. We want this to be a destination for everyone. All right, welcome to what will be a resident floor. So there are 9 units per floor here at the Aladdin. Again, when we bought it, this was a time capsule. A time capsule. By time capsule, I don't mean like, oh my God, it's old. I mean, it was just, someone hit pause in time, COVID, and then we hit play again. When we first bought the Aladdin, I mean, every room, the doors were locked, the beds were made, towels were folded in the tub. It was a true time capsule. Pens waiting on the desk for the next person to stay there. It was actually insane. We knew we wanted to restore this building. We knew we had to do it right. So we ripped everything out that was non-historic and started from scratch. So ripped it all out, threw it down the trash chute, and here we are now rebuilding. Also, whoever did the interior design here when this building was redeveloped in like 2006, not it. It was horrible. It was green and red. It was just like, not the vibe, okay? Not the vibe. So we're changing the vibe. Way better. So this floor, I think originally had not originally, when we bought it, it had 14 hotel rooms per floor. Now we'll have 9 apartments. So again, we ripped everything out, started back down from the concrete floors, ceilings, and columns, but we'll give you an idea of like a unit. So this would be like a 1-bedroom. So you walk in, you have your bathroom over here. So bathroom, we're getting ready to lay down the tile floor. So the tile is this really cool, if I can get it out, this really cool black hexagon, which I love. Looks really pretty. This will be in here. So you have the bathroom. Stay there, don't run away. This is your kitchen, your living room. One of the really cool things that we're doing here is we're replacing all, except for the historic ones, those are different windows, long story. We're replacing all 864 windows. There's no lights on, obviously. This is the natural light that you get in pretty much every unit here. But when the new windows are in, it's gonna be even better. So your bedroom, outlets, closet. I can't even begin to describe to you guys how crazy this is, that this is the state of this unit right now compared to where we were at literally a year ago. You know, less than a year ago, we had our wall breaking ceremony where we kicked off construction. Think about that. Think about that. This is another really cool unit. Love this one. Oh, finally, we got our louvered doors. So I'll give you guys a fun story. I was here like 2 months ago and we got some of the doors here in the units. I was walking through and nobody told me that like some of them were temp doors, like not legit doors. It's like this one right here. If you look, you have a single panel door. And then right here, you also have a single panel door. Double panel door. You know how stupid that would look? I walk in, I'm freaking out, I'm like, what the hell is going on? I was very upset. Well, they're temporary doors. These are louvered doors because that's where the washer dryer is going to be. So these doors will go where I just showed you where the double hung one is. That way air can flow for your laundry so you can actually like clean your clothes. So this unit, living room's right here. Your kitchen's kind of in this corner right here, which I love because it really opens up the space for your living room. Again, parties, double insulated walls. You wanna throw a party at the Aladdin? Fine. We encourage it until someone calls us and lets me know that someone threw a party. Whatever. Hallway into the bathroom, and then you have a bedroom. And this unit's really cool because you get your own elevator chute that's gonna stay. I wish that was the case. No, that'll be a window. That will not be there. Yeah, closets here, sweet. Again, people want big closets, right? People have a lot of shoes. I have lots of shoes. This closet, I could lay in it. Yeah, the views here, I mean, immaculate. Again, it doesn't do it justice because these are just bad windows. So, God, this window is so gross. I mean, just look at it. But it feels so dense. The city, I mean, you're on the 15th floor right now. It feels so dense. You're looking out, you're seeing all that. And then even going this way, looking east, which is probably one of my favorite views. Mostly because Barney House isn't done yet. But looking east, again, you have Midland Lofts, you have AT&T Building, H&R Block, you have One Light, you have One Kansas City Place, Mielbach, Stenson Tower. You just have all these things here, which is great. Getting a phone call. See, this is what happens. Hi, John. How is Japan? That's wild. Well, hey, John, let me finish this up, and can I give you a call here in about an hour? All right. I'll talk to you then. Bye. Silly John. John's one of our business partners. We're getting ready to do a fun project with him, so stay tuned on that front. This unit, though, is like the primo one. So this unit is called the Alice. We named all the units based off of different people that lived here, stayed here, or were a part of the design. So Alice being Barney Alice Plaza. Sad but fun fact is Barney Alice actually had a heart attack right outside of the Aladdin, hence why they built a park and all that stuff named Barney Alice Plaza. So this one's called the Alice because you have one of the best views of Barney Alice. So let's walk in. This unit features 9 windows. Name another building that has 9 windows. You can't. Kitchen, big L, big kitchen island. This one also has the biggest bathroom. Lots of open shelving. Open shelving, your tub, where you go to the bathroom, and your sink, wash your hands. Again, temp door, will be a louver door, washer dryer. That was a trash chute, but that will be a window again. And then bedroom. Bedroom, closet, bad window, but best views of Kansas City. So a lot of the windows when we bought the building were completely covered, which was insane. It doesn't make sense in theory of like, oh, Zach, you can't add square footage. But the way they did it in the 80s is in order to cram more rooms in, they just put a wall in front of a lot of where to put the bathrooms. So there was a bathroom right here, but they didn't want a window in it because they wanted to be able to put their vanity right here. I don't know, it was stupid. So yeah, there was a wall right here. And so a lot of this was just dead space. So when we bought it, ripped everything out, and we added back all those windows. So we uncovered about 300 windows from the time we bought it till now. I just can't wait till they're actually replaced, because then it will really do it justice of how beautiful the space is. All right, so let's take a step back. We own this building. We have another one that we're gonna show you guys. How the heck did we get here? I grew up here in Kansas City, born and raised. After I graduated college with a degree in management and urban planning, I then moved down to Kansas City and worked for a developer for a few years. After that, I decided, well, why not? Let's go take a chance on myself. So I left, and this was my wonderful idea for a first project, a $38 million historic tax credit renovation of one of Kansas City's most iconic buildings. Yeah, it's wild. So I remember we were getting ready to go to bed, my partners, Max Hunter and I, and we were about $60,000 short, but we knew there was a wire somewhere in the stratosphere. We had closing the next morning. We just went to bed and said, all right, screw it. So the next morning we go to the title company, wires there, we wire over the funds, we close on the building. After that whole day, I remember we sat out across the street at Barney Alice Plaza, and we just sat out there the entire day, the entire evening, and just looked up the building and go, what the hell are we doing? That next day, June 1st, it was game time.